Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and I am back once again with Salty Walty in the Buffs We Would Like to See series. This is like our fifth recording session and our hopefully our second successful episode. But today we are looking at the Gundam ground type weapons rack to start, which yeah, that could definitely use some help at this point. What do you think, Salty?
So, the weapons rack Gundam ground type, when originally released in GBO2, was pretty much the premier support type at its cost. Especially with the 180 millimeter cannon. The 180 millimeter cannon had an absolutely huge AoE to it with massive damage. This thing could take out most generals in just a couple of shots. It was incredibly strong. They did nerf the AoE on the cannon, and I'm pretty sure they downed the damage by like 150 points. Um, but it's still a viable weapon. Uh, the weapon I have, the 6.2 missile launcher, is the weakest support type weapon this suit can use out of the two. It needs a massive buff along with the suit. So one thing I've noticed after watching Battle in 3D, when the good flight type was tagging the Ez8 weapon rack, it was doing absolutely no damage. One thing I would like to see change to the suit, perk-wise, would give it special back buffer level 5 to help it defend itself. So if someone were to shoot me in the back, I would take greatly reduced damage. One perk, and this would be a wholly unique perk to this suit, which would be resupply. With resupply, this would be anybody within 50 meters range of the weapons rack would have a reload increase of, I would say, 15 to 20%. So essentially a level 3 quick reloader. That would help suits who stick close to this suit be able to continuously throw down hate down whatever target is coming down them, or if it's two supports together, being able to resupply. Now that I'm thinking about it, having two of these weapon racks at the same time would be an awful thing to fight, but it would be really cool. For the 6.2 missile launcher, I would definitely want this thing because there's no reason to take this over the 180. This has almost 3 to 400 damage less. It has 300 meters less range. It has the same ready up time. That's the only good thing about this, is it's got the same ready up time as the 180. But otherwise, there is no point. Rob, can you shoot that cannon at a distance and let's shoot it down that way?
Sure. I can hit that building across from us from here.
So that round velocity is perfect for that cannon. Now here's the round velocity for the 6 tube.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, wow.
There's no point to taking this missile launcher. So buffs I would like to see, well, maybe make the missile launcher heavy stagger, because right now it doesn't even do a whole lot of damage. 2,600 damage, but I'm pretty sure Rob's is level 1.
Yeah, my cannon's level 1 and did 1,800 damage, so...
So I'm running the 500, so there's a big point difference between our two.
Yeah.
I would let the missile launcher heavy stagger if you keep the firing rates and distance the same. Heavy stagger would be a nice trade-off. Or make it track the reticle. Make it act like the Full Armor G3 Gundam's big missile. Because if you let this thing heavy stagger and track, it would be a really good substitute to the 180. And then you have the Vulcans. So I've been testing the Vulcans out. This thing does not have enough ammo to make anything stun. As you can see, there's no stun, just absolutely no stun to Rob at all. Nothing.
Yeah, I was 3 rounds short from the firing I did earlier, but it still was not enough. So let me try that one more time from full and just... Yep.
No,
Can't do it. And the damage is, I'm getting like 63, 64 damage a hit too. That is not really very good at all.
Yeah, so Vulcans need a buff. They need a big, massive buff. And one of the glaring weaknesses of this suit is the flash bomb. So this thing is really iffy. So depending on where you shoot, like say if you shoot over there, I hit his shield.
Mm-hmm.
It's a flash bomb. It really shouldn't. And like that, I didn't even get stunned. I just flinched.
Yeah.
Like, what? You have to be really on the nose with the flashbangs to get a stun. Like, that's a direct hit on his head to get him to stun. And I feel like if it was up to me, each of the Gundam ground type suits should have a different launcher in their chest. I want the net launcher for the weapons rack, which would give quote unquote broken leg syndrome. It would shoot out a net. I would say maybe the same distance as the flash bomb because that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And make you walk until you either dodge roll or a 10-second cycle has ended, and then you can run again.
Yeah.
I think that would be really nice. Allow it to self-defend itself, and then give it a beam rifle sub weapon with a grenade launcher on it, because the weapon has a grenade launcher, and they still haven't implemented it because it's not shown using it in the anime.
Yeah.
What about you, Rob?
Okay. Well, I think I think you've got some good ideas there. Just to, I'd like to see the beam rifles get that grenade launcher. The only alternative that I can think of just to have the various weapon racks keep their keep slightly separate identities would be to give it a version of the 110 millimeter or 100 millimeter machine gun that is closer probably to what the early production Gelgoog's MMP-80 does, like we were talking about before we started. Just because, that since the Ez8 and Jim Ground weapons rack both have beam rifles as sub weapons, that's a possibility. The other thing they could do with the 6-tube launcher, the one for the Jim Ground weapons rack, fires in 3-round volleys and does pretty significant build stun. That might be a better, or that might be a viable way at least to revise this weapon, because being able to do build stun as opposed to just instant stun attacks like the 180, that would let you stop things with maneuver armor or other stun defenses that are coming in at you, which is usually a problem for supports. But
I love that one, or draw pose.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that's about all I can think of off the top of my head. So.
But yeah, the weapons rack, it needs some unit buffs, and I would hope we get to see some soon for this suit.
Yeah. All right, and next up we have got the Ez8 weapons rack, which comes in at 50 points higher than the ground type weapons rack. Has a couple of sub weapons that doesn't. Has a version of the 100mm machine gun, and has a version of the ground type beam rifle, which I didn't even get a damage reading. There we go. 1452, and most weapons do added damage to structures. So, but yeah, has the same main weapon choices as the Gundam ground weapons rack: the 6-tube missile launcher and the 180mm cannon. About the only thing, besides a couple of sub weapons, about the only thing it has going for it that the Gundam ground doesn't is it does have the Ez8 downswing, which is not bad. It was nerfed because it used to track very, very well. You could steer it really, really precisely, and just get people around corners with it frequently. But yeah, that's about where it is at the moment. So yeah, but while we were talking in between recordings, Salty had a really good idea as to what to do about the 6-tube missile launcher.
So that skill removal for like beam weapons, I feel like could be applied to the 6.2 missile launcher. When at full ammo, hit square and have it fire all 6 missiles for a collective damage number if you hit of 10,000 damage and 80. So I feel like that would I would say maybe double the reload time to compensate for such a massive amount of damage all of a sudden. But I think that would be a nice fix to it. And I forgot to bring this up in the Gundam ground type video. There is no reason why the weapons rack versions have different stats compared to the standard versions, with the exception of should it be slower. You are carrying
Yeah.
a big weapons pack on your backpack. It should be slower, but defense stat wise, there should be no difference. Same with the Ziku line or the Ziku line, the GPO2. There should be no difference between the stats, except for firing correction, speed, and what have you. The same buff would apply to this suit, special back buffer level 5, because it's wearing the weapons rack backpack. My brain just stopped functioning. Rob, say stuff. I gotta think.
But yeah, I agree. Just just showing off here. The yeah, I hit him in the back with the Vulcans at 60. I hit him in the front 60. I think 58 if I hit the lower legs. It does have leg buffers, but yeah, it's I'm kind of hard pressed for things to say too, because there's an awful lot of similarities between the two ground types, and they need similar things.
In GBO1, this thing did have access to the Gundam ground type bazooka. I
Yeah,
would like for it to get that, or maybe give the standard Gundam ground type weapons rack the bazooka as a sub weapon.
that could work. Yeah,
Yes, because that would be fitting. Um, Increase this thing's speed. There's no reason why it's as slow as it is. I'm pretty sure slower than even the Jim Head weapons rack, which makes no sense. And the one okay, so this downswing bugs me in the fact that when he did this animation, he didn't even swing his beam saber. All he did was he didn't even dash forward. He did that, hold the beam saber, and he did 100% power on it to blow water away from him, and then he just jumped after the good flight type. That's all he did. So I don't know why they gave him a downswing like this, but like whatever, I guess. But yeah, this thing needs definitely see definitely a lot of different changes because it's way too slow for what it is. I think its natural speed is 90, if I'm not mistaken. And I wouldn't mind. Oh, maybe not. I am doing 313 to the rocket, but I don't know if it has any defenses on it.
I'm
Beam
doing.
rifle does. Huh?
Oh, I'm doing 184 at level 1 with the machine gun. So
My beam rifle's almost doing. And they did buff this once, I think.
Yeah.
And they did increase the rate of fire on the rifle, which was sorely needed because the rifle was kind of poo. And I don't remember if they changed the 100 at all. I can't remember off the top of my head. This suit was also added way later in the game compared to like everything else. This thing should have been a year 1. If I'm not mistaken, this wasn't added until year 2. So well past its prime. So they're like I wouldn't mind if the beam rifle ended up getting piercing, though I feel like all beam rifles should have piercing and not just not pierce.
yeah,
Because that's what they're supposed to do, is to pierce.
yeah.
So
I feel like at the very least, all beam rifles should have like piercing on kill. Like if you kill the first thing, the shot should pierce.
yes. I don't mind if uncharged shots don't pierce,
Yeah.
unless it's a weapon that doesn't have charging, say a Axaku beam rifle or a Hyzak beam or Marasai beam rifle, which that thing needs a buff.
Yes.
If it doesn't charge, give it natural piercing. That's fine. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like certain cannons should be able to pierce. The 180, I'm pretty sure, is shooting high explosive rounds, though I'm pretty sure, I'm going to have to look this one up actually, I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure could fire other munitions in the form of armor piercing and stuff like that, which one thing I would like for every weapon in the game that is a solid based weapon, once you pick it in your weapon select, there should be a drop down tab that allows you to choose what type of munition is loaded for the battle.
That would be nice.
That would be amazing. Like high explosive has a big AoE, armor piercing does more damage but has no AoE, so you have to directly hit the target. And that goes for machine guns because a lot of late war during the late in the war, a lot of machine guns had access to different types of munitions. Like that's when 120s were able to start piercing Jim's and Gundam's armor because they were fielding different munition, like Luna titanium case bullets. Like that's what the shotgun for the Kempfer and the Effort's shooting. They're shooting Luna titanium pellets out of those things. So it's going to go right through Gundams, and that's what they started doing for like Zaku's machine guns and stuff. So I definitely would like to see different munitions for solid-based weaponry. Anything else from you?
Just one last thing. We were talking about how in GBO1, the Ez8 weapons rack was one of a handful of supports that actually had dodge roll. Resist move, of course, is kind of a new addition to GBO2, but I'd like to see it get at least resist move, just because, yeah, that just kind of goes with these, even for carrying a weapons rack, this should be more agile than it is. And yeah, I think that would be, resist move for the Ez8, if nothing else at the highest levels, would be a good change. But yeah, that's about it for me. Those are our thoughts on these two suits. If you have opinions, if any suggestions, anything you'd like to add, please leave it in the comments. But for now, that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later.